Uh, are the changes in or what? What's happening? Do we have changes? Kobayashi, what up? Range, what up? What up, Jalen? Horlocks. Sparrow Lamb, what's good? The changes in? How do I know if I'm going to be doing more dam or not? I guess we would just have to queue. Why is Atonement just not in your spellbook? Okay, so maybe the changes aren't in. This says it's 50. It says it's 45%. So the priest changes aren't in? Unless it's the tooltip bug? A bunch are in, a bunch are not? So should I just log off? Like, what does that mean? A bunch are in, a bunch are not, dude. What does that mean, dude? What does that mean, man? We just log off? How do we even know if we're doing more damage? I gotta check my VOD or something. It's so hard to tell sometimes. Gonna look at the VOD. Watching my VOD right now. Okay, so at one point with my trinket proc, my death did 7k. That's also PvPI level. Let's see. How much is my penance sticking for? Okay, so my penance is hitting for like 5k or so on players. Actually, let's see. Go back. I keep hitting fucking trinket procs in this VOD. Hmm. I need to dual Ven. This guy just walked away from his demolish. He's so mad. It means they goofed up. Is that what it is? On Fury? Fury's OP. You gonna accept my duel, bro? Dude. Why don't they have a PvP training dummy, bro? Come on, duel me. Accept my duel. Chop what up? Arven hates me. Okay, there we go. My tooltip's up. Okay, yeah, the priest changes aren't in. The priest changes are not in, as we can see. Okay. So priest damage isn't in. Just log on all of them. Run circles. Conduit nerf to... oh, that's not good. Damn, dude. Do I just end? I'm actually so sad. I hate streaming when, like... there's just nothing to do, you know? I thought the changes were in, because I don't know, I should have watched for longer. I turned on Vent stream for like 30 seconds, and I was like, oh, maybe the changes are in, and then I logged on. That's my bad. Let's see. So... I think Lava Burst should hit for like... well, they're definitely not in on Priest. They're definitely not in on Shaman either. Dude, this guy just globaled me. What the fuck? What the fuck? Rep Paladins, dude. Rep Paladins are back. Yeah, because Shaman's... Resto Shaman is supposed to do, like... I should be lava bursting people for, like, 40,000 plus. So... Okay, that's not in, right? Just all of the healer changes aren't in. We're logging off, dude. We're logging off, bro. Check a mist line is in. I mean, I would imagine it is not, but we could check. I don't remember what I liked playing. Let's see. A mist line. The tooltip still says 500%, so... I mean, it's healing me for 26k. Maybe the mist line one is nerfed. Maybe mist line is nerfed. Heal me for 26. Well, no, because I think it's a... Doesn't it have a PvP modifier? As well? Yeah, I mean, the monk change is not in either. Yep, the monk change is not in either. Mist line is still good. Right. What if all the healers specifically are just not changed? We're logging off instantly, dude. I'm not gonna lie. How long we stream for today? 25 minutes. I'm going back to what I was doing. Let's see. What can we check next? We check Shaman. Evoker. Log Evoker. Evoker should be doing a fuck ton of damage. Oh, you are correct. It is a PvP only nerf. Okay, we're gonna have to log back over then. God damn it. I forgot they didn't nerf that for PvP, PvE. You are correct. Go back over here. Problem is, I don't remember the last time I played Evoker. I feel like these numbers are... feel like these numbers are... When did I last play Evoker? I don't remember when I last played Evoker. Okay, I played a lot of Holy Priest this day. Oh, maybe it was here. Oh my god, I might have found it. Okay. Would it be awesome to see test stuff? I would love to test things, but none of the changes are in, you know? None of the changes are in, so there's nothing you can do. Oh, here we go. I have an Evoker game. Let's see how hard I hit people for. So... Okay. Just gonna duel this guy again. We just keep dueling this guy and he one-shots us. See how hard this hits. Okay, so Evoker changes are not in either. Okay. Yeah, that my fire breath should be hitting people for like 30 plus, 32 plus. Okay. The changes aren't in, man. Why? Why do they hate us? Why do they hate us? Why do they hate us, man? What up? Guess we got a Q pre-patch? Guess we got a Q pre-patch? I'm gonna go back to practicing my Spanish and watching Netflix. That's what I'm gonna do. After I run an ad. The changes are only on pre-patch right now, but it should be both. They should be on both, but they're just not on not on beta for some reason. I think HFile's still in a decent spot. I don't know. I don't know how anything is, man. I don't know how anything is, but back to YouTube side, you are. Because Pally got a pretty solid healing nerf with this round of hotfixes, but nothing is in yet, so... Yeah, I don't think they've taken down the beta yet, right? So maybe that's why. I mean, Prez, I feel like Prez Evoker is not bad right now, and they got some crazy changes. Like I feel like my thoughts on Prez is it feels like their numbers are just kind of low. Like it feels like they don't really do any damage, which that was like kind of their thing, right? And then their mana was kind of bad. And this hotfix that was supposed to come in today, they got more damage, more healing, and mana reduction. So yeah. I feel like Evoker's probably going to be pretty good. I feel like it's going to be pretty good. I tried dev on pre-patch and my disintegrate ticks for like 6 to 7k. Well, yeah, it's a lot on the changes are in on pre-patch. Yeah. Because disintegrate on beta is supposed to hit for like 20k plus now, which is so their disintegrate before was 20%, 25% of their damage, and it was ticking for like 11k or like 13k or something. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Any thoughts on the Disneyfication of WoW? Or are you just in it for the job and gameplay? The Disneyfication of WoW. What does that necessarily mean? What does that even mean? Is that another weird narrative that people have brought up about the game and them being like woke? Is that what that is? And then the fact that like there's console, people are talking about console now, which is really funny because like you can literally play any version of WoW on console. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure what that means. Dude, I just wanted to play with the changes today, man. I mean, I feel like it's just another like really brain dead talking point that people make up for drama because they like to complain about everything. Kind of how I feel about that. The new thing to do now is if you don't like something, you just call it woke. That's what it is. It's been like that for years. Servers still not up? No, servers are up. It's just the changes aren't in, dude. You're gonna be like me, man. I logged on and I was so excited. I went to the gym this morning. Crushed my legs. It was awesome. I had a great leg day. And then I got home. I ate some food. And I was like, all right, time to log on. And then I turned on Ven's stream and I saw that the changes weren't live. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. And then I turned on Ven's stream again a couple hours later and I was like, oh my god, maybe they are live. And yeah. I don't think it's about the game being woke. I think it's about the story being lame and gay. I see. Who knows, man? People have been crying about the story in WoW forever. I genuinely don't give a fuck. I stopped caring about the WoW story in Kata. And I watched everyone lose their minds over the lore of the game for expansion after expansion after expansion. So yeah, not to sound cynical, I really just don't give a fuck. I don't know. It's hard for me to care about things that I feel like are kind of subjective. Yeah. And even with Midnight, like I feel like the aesthetic of Midnight so far is pretty cool. No idea what the story is. I didn't even watch the War Within trailer. I still have not watched the War Within cinematic. Which is kind of funny to me. Not like I'm not dodging it on purpose, you know? It's just I just haven't watched it. Because I think when it came out, when I was at BlizzCon and I forgot what we were doing. I think we were walking somewhere. We were at BlizzCon and we were walking somewhere We were going somewhere. I wasn't I didn't get to watch it, and then I just never did. And then yeah. Dude, the press changes are crazy. They're actually so OP. Depends on the type of person you are. It literally does not matter, but it's fun and stories should be intriguing and well thought out. Everything WoW is not. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not sure that your opinion is the same as everyone else, but maybe it is. No idea. I don't know when the change is going to go live. Apparently the beta hasn't even gone down yet, so I have no idea. Run the trailer right now? Nah, I can't. I got to keep it the way it is, man. If I haven't watched the trailer, the cinematic for that expansion at this point in time, I got to just keep not watching it, you know? It's like a meme now. One day I'll watch it. I respect it. One day I'll watch it. I'll watch it one day. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe next week. Maybe next month. I can't think of a timeline where the trash storytelling will affect the gameplay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Midnight. I have no idea about the story or if it's going to be cool or not. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I just don't have the energy or the care at all to deal with people's opinions on the story. People have hated the WoW story since Kata. They've just hated every storyline.
Makes me feel good. Bussin' makes me feel good.
Yeah, Bambi, thank you for the resub. There's always hate for every storyline in WoW. Although I will say, I did find the Shadowlands storyline to be pretty fucking stupid. Every other storyline was like, alright, but the Shadowlands one was like pretty fried. I didn't like the Shadowlands one. Bambi, thank you for the resub. So sad, man. I liked the panda storyline, but yeah, everyone hated pandas. We need not generalize, say everybody, because obviously it's not everyone, but yeah. Definitely some people who hated the pandas. Yeah, Marcus, they're not in yet. They're on pre-patch. The changes are live on pre-patch, but not on retail. So
I like this guy so much. I want to give.
Yo, Random Heals, thank you for the gift to sub, man. Jesus, now I have to stay. I was gonna bounce. Now I feel bad. I have to stay. It's 2026 and I can't be a Volpera Druid? Bro. Don't even get me started on that shit, man. That was for the Shadowlands hate? Yeah, I thought the whole storyline with the fucking jailer just being fucking Thanos or whatever was pretty fried, but yeah, I did not like the Shadowlands storyline that much. It also didn't help that the expansion was kind of annoying. Like covenants and all that were pretty annoying. But Spanish learning stream when? That's what I was gonna go back to doing. I don't know where I put my phone. Where the fuck did I put my phone? That's what I was gonna do. That's what I was doing already. I've been binging The Walking Dead. I've been binging Walking Dead for like the last 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm embarrassed to say this or not, but I'm already on season 8. I just started season 8 today. So I'm almost done. Almost done with the show. When you start binging it? I want to say like 2.5 weeks ago, maybe. I don't actually know. Maybe closer to 3 weeks. Maybe closer to 3 weeks. Something like that. I don't know. My sense of time is fucked for the last 2 months. But yeah, I was doing that and then watching, or then studying, practicing, studying, learning. Yeah. No, I'm not watching it in Spanish, bro. That's pretty impressive binge watching. Honestly, Monk got a relatively solid nerf, but I think they're still gonna be really good. I'm really good at binging shows because I'm ADD as fuck. So what I like to do is just have sound. I like having background sound. So whenever I binge a show, I just leave it on all day. Like, I still pay attention to it all, but I literally just leave it on all day. So what I've been doing, the last 3 weeks is the second I end the stream, maybe I'll go get a snack or something. I'll get some food, come back up, put on Netflix for 7 hours. It's a good life. It's a good fucking life, honestly. But we're getting it done. Because I stopped watching initially. When did I stop watching The Walking Dead? I stopped watching Walking Dead at season 5. Next week, what up, dude? What up? I stopped watching it season 5. Like maybe halfway through season 5, maybe. When it was still premiering. Because I used to watch it with my dad. And then, yeah, I just never finished it. I don't know. Never finished it. I was kind of over zombies by that point, so I kind of stopped watching. But I think binging it is so... Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes shows can be more interesting when you can just binge the whole thing, As opposed to waiting week to week. So The Walking Dead is kind of like that. Like, I watch a few episodes at a time. It's nice. Especially because the whole... I don't know. Zombies are hit or miss, man. For me. And then you happening in retail day? Well, they did a huge hotfix. They did a huge hotfix and added a bunch of changes. Buffs and nerfs. And it's live on pre-patch, but not on beta. But not on the beta. I feel like some shows wait 2-3 years and then they act like I know what's happening. Yeah, bro. Let's not even get started on that. I don't want to go on my rant about Stranger Things right now. Talking about shows waiting 3 years to give you some fucking Garbo season. I really just... I can't go on a rant right now. I can't do it. Can't do it. I need to save the energy. The class tuning should have been today, yes. It's on pre-patch, but not on beta. So for some reason, the changes just aren't on beta. Or like some of them aren't. So majority of the healers... The healer changes aren't live. Which is really fried. When I heard fans gaslit themselves into thinking there was an episode 9, bro, Yeah. Yeah, Lauren linked me a bunch of TikToks on that after it ended. And it's like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think she did either, but it's like, yeah, there's just no way that's gonna happen, dude. We're not getting some magical fucking finale episode. God, dude. Isn't that crazy to think about? The season was so bad. The season and the finale of the show was so bad that the fan base entered their own unique state of psychosis and thought up this like this like magical fucking mysterious 9th episode that was gonna get released, dude. It's crazy, bro. Holy fuck. What do you think the secret ending will air? I don't know, Matt. What up? When are we gonna get that secret that secret ending, dude? I personally didn't watch Stranger Things, but I did watch Game of Thrones, so I feel your pain. Isn't it crazy how the way that a show ends really does ruin the entire outlook of it? Maybe some people don't feel that way. That's how Game of Thrones is for me. Like, I love Game of Thrones, dude. I will rewatch it all the time. I still rewatch it all the time. But every time I rewatch it, I slowly, like, on the later seasons, I just start to get annoyed. Especially with Bran. Bran is such a useless fucking character. Jesus Christ. But as I rewatch it, you know, some of the later seasons, or some of the stuff in the later seasons, I'll be more observant of, and it's like, oh, that was kind of stupid. But I still enjoy it. And then by the time I get to season 8, I just stop watching. Which is actually what happened. Let me see. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I stopped watching. Again, I rewatched the whole thing up until... Check my HBO. Up until, I think, the Winterfell episode. Episode 4. Yeah, so I watched The Long Night, and then I watched like half of episode 4, and I was like, why am I even watching this? And then I haven't watched this since. Holy fuck, dude. I still rage about it, and it's been years. Yeah. Any anime fans? Thank, what up? Dude, dude. My fucking arm, dude. See that shit? See that, bro? Dude, I'm so bad with, like, fucking hand-eye coordination, bro. Coordination. I got a little Appa, too. Where's my Appa? My little sister got me a little Appa keychain. Dude. So sick. So sick. I recognize that cow. It's Appa. I told you you would love Avatar. You would love Appa. If you could ever relate, Bro, I swear, trying to learn Spanish has made me, like, terrible at English, because I have to, like, relearn I'm, like, learning how to form sentences. I'm, like, questioning my ability to form sentences in English. What the fuck's happening? If you could ever compare or relate Buck to an animal character in a show or movie, it would be Appa. That's why I'm saying you should watch the show. Because you would see. You would see. Appa's amazing. Appa is the best. The less reminders, the better. I think it would give you something to smile about. Although you will cry. There's some sad episodes. There's some sad episodes. I think I cry every time I watch that show. I cry every time I watch Avatar, actually. It's a good time. It's a great time. I already told you I started watching Scandal. I'm on like episode 8. I need to finish Walking Dead. Last season when they asked him to be king? Bro, yeah. Dude, don't even get me started on Bran. Bran is the most useless twat of a character to ever exist in any form of media ever. Completely fucking useless idiot. Oh my god. He's just such a dick. He's such a dick and he's just completely fucking useless. Oh my god. And then for some reason, the morons that made the show just made him like non-verbal. So he disappears for an entire season and then he comes back and he's just autistic and like non-verbal, but a complete dickhead. Like he's not nice at all. It's so fried, man. I hate Bran. Useless character. Completely useless character. Not a fan. He's just a dick. Ugh. I hate Bran. Also, there's nothing wrong with being nonverbal and autistic. Unless you're Bran. Because Bran is fucking useless. And has no talent in any way, shape, or form. Terrible character. Which also sucks too, because apparently Bran in the books was really cool. So that also sucks. Because Bran in the books is supposed to be super cool. And then in the show, he's just terrible. Just useless. Bronzebeard? No, man. Game of Thrones, dude. You hate me, dude. Being disabled, autistic, and nonverbal is totally fine right until the point you're supposed to govern a kingdom. I mean, even that would have been fine if it was anyone but Bran. Such a dickhead, dude. Oh my god, dude. I actually just hate him. I hate him. Dude, oh my god. Dude, this scene, bro, his introduction, dude, in season, wasn't it season 6? Because he was gone for season 5. His introduction in season 6 pisses me off every time. When they fucking wheel his dumb ass to the gate, and he just goes, they like walk up to him, and they're like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? And he just goes, you were at Hardhome. You are to the first men. Fucking idiot character, dude. Completely useless idiot. Oh my god, I hate that character. I hate him. I need to find it. What episode was that? Maybe that was season 7. That might have been season 7. Oh, I think it was season 7, actually. Bran. Bro, yes, look at this shit, dude. This guy, this character is fucking awful. I hate this character. Tibby, what up? Bro. Look at what this dumbass does.
You wildlings.
I'm Mira Reed, daughter of Howland Reed. This is Brandon Stark, son of Ned Stark.
How do I know that's true?
You were at the Fist of the First Men. You were at Hardhome. You've seen the army of the dead. You've seen the Night King. He's coming for us. For all of us.
Didn't even answer the fucking question, dude. Didn't even answer the question. How do I know your brand? And then he gives him a history lesson. Bro, holy fuck, dude. That character makes me so angry. I just want Bran to die. I wish they just killed him. They should have just killed him. He disappeared in season 5, and like you don't even know because he's fucking useless. And then that's his introduction, dude. That's literally his introduction to season 7. First fucking scene he has is that shit, dude. It actually makes me so angry every single time. I'm pissed off now. I'm actually pissed. I need to queue up. Let's go. Get in there. Need to get in there. Maybe what up? It is known. What if he tosses the torch on his fuzzy blanket? Bro. Get some shuffle on you to calm me down. I need to take my anger out in the shuff. God. Now we're talking about Game of Thrones, my friend. Hate that character. It's kind of funny though. Like we said, certain things in shows just kind of ruin it. Dude. Also, binging shows is so different. I feel like there was so much hate. All I've heard is hate for Walking Dead after, I think, season 5. People said it starts to kind of suck. Which, like, that's fine. I don't think that's right or wrong, but I don't know. I think binging shows can give you a bit of a different perspective. Like I've heard, and I've definitely just been looking up like reviews and like looking at Reddit and shit on Walking Dead, but apparently what people got very upset about, you know, killing really important characters and stuff, of course, but people were really angry at how they handled a lot of the previews and like the trailers and sneak peeks for Walking Dead. It's like week to week trailers and all that. But when you binge it, I don't have to deal with that, you know? Because I'm binging the show, I don't have to deal with waiting week to week and getting like faked out on who's going to die or not. Doesn't bother me. Sorry for bringing up Game of Thrones. Nah. Not your fault. I think I talk about my hatred for Bran every like month or two, honestly. Every 2 months or so it gets brought up. Terrible character. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. I've been binging Walking Dead and practicing Spanish again. Are the changes live? On pre-patch they are. They're live on pre-patch, they're not live on beta. Which is rather unfortunate because yeah, I just don't want to play the beta if the changes aren't live, dude. I mean, I think Disc is going to be... I feel like Disc is going to be so good. I feel like Disc is going to be so good because they got a they got a pretty big atonement buff, and then they got more damage. So more damage, which means more healing, but then they got more atonement healing anyways. So also, I already do a lot of damage on disc right now. I do like a third to like half a DPS's damage on disc right now. More like a third, I would say. So I don't know. Gotta wait and see. What healer would you pair with DHCK? Right now? If the evoker buffs are as big as I feel like they could be, probably evoker or Resto Druid probably would be the best to play with that. Is there only a 5% buff to atonement? No. Atonement is getting. So I feel like it might just be one buff. They put 2 buffs in the notes. It's kind of confusing, but technically it's a 10% buff because it's 50% of your damage, not 45. Also, they added a second note that put the buff, which is confusing. So I don't know. We'll see. But regardless, it's still a big buff. And you got more damage. So. Because they put a PvP note as well that says that the healing is increased by 40%. Which is a bit confusing to have it twice in the notes. Especially when they word it differently. Yeah. Misty is still going to be really good, yeah. Yeah, that's what people are saying, is that they just worded it poorly because they added it twice in the notes. Because the buff from... Yeah, because that buff is equates to 44%, right? I mean, they just worded it completely in a completely fried way for some reason. I feel like playing this is so good. Multi-P. I didn't get my fade off somehow? That's really annoying. We're dead. Op stopper. Peacock's a gem, yeah. Yeah, they just put it in the notes twice, which is fraud. Disc or holy for shuffle, what do you prefer? I mean, both are fun, I don't know. My damage, dude. Oh, mine. It's a marksman hunter. Oh, no. We have a bot. Here's this guy. TP. Poor guy. Poor guy. Do more damn. Do more damn. What's this guy naked, man? All right, let's see. Does the shaman get a win? Can the shaman get a win? We shall find out. All right, that was fun. I think that answers my question. I think that answers my question. It does answer the question. All right. Well, now we know. His NG did a lot, though. Look at that. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Should have thrown a bag at him, dude. I would have saved him. The priest died. We're back! Alright, could be a 6-0 for the mage. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It says kill priest. Let's do it, man. Do it. Go in there and do it. Take him out. TP. I get feared. Tremor me, my friend. Tremor me. Do this. If I get trapped. Oh my god, he fucking grounded. He's the best. Oh no. Oh no. You don't want to log Arsham bug abuse every game and still lose? Wait, what? What bug? What a BM? What's the bug? I shot his pally after the nerfs. I don't know. The changes aren't even in, man. The changes aren't live on beta, so I have no idea. Not a clue. Rest of the elements doesn't get consumed. Bro, if you're losing to Shaman because of fucking Master of the Elements, I gotta rethink some things. Is that something people are complaining about? Is that a real complaint? Still lose, bro. Like every time I play a Shaman, it doesn't even matter. I lose to everyone. I lose to everybody. Lose to Evoker, which is supposedly the worst healer. Sometimes I can beat Druids though. I have had a lot of games where I actually run down Druids and just purge them. This can be hard. Lose to Holy Priest. Lose to Monk. Lose to Pally. Got that Master of the Elements bug, bro. Got that. That shit's good. That shit's good. Oh, this guy got deleted. What the fuck? Esa man. How's Shaman doing? I don't know. Probably mid. But they did get a massive damage buff, so maybe they can pump. IG, what up? Okay, man, what up? No, the changes aren't on beta yet for some reason. But yeah, Shaman's getting a lot of they're not getting any healing buffs. They're getting a buff to Nature's Guardian, which is kind of insane. But I feel like I don't die on my Shaman. So I don't know. When I lose on Shaman, it's just watching my teammates die because we get dampened. When I lose on Shaman on the beta, it's usually because the game gets to damp and then we die. I feel like I don't really get ran down. I don't ever die. I don't get ran down by people. It's usually just the games last so long that you can't keep up. But maybe that'll change. Monk healing nerf. Pally healing nerf. Shaman gets more damage. Maybe that changes. Don't know. My tooltips are updated at least with the changes. Priest is still not updated. I don't think any of the healer updates are in. Because I've logged on all of them except for Druid. But I was watching Venet play against a Druid, and I don't think any of the healer changes are in, so it's kind of unfortunate. Maybe the Pally one is. Someone said that the Light of Dawn one was, or something. Shaman lose everyone. Can we get 10 gifted? I mean, hey, dude. I'm not playing Shaman and Shuffle anyways, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that, bro. Having a hard time picking a healer main. Usually our Resto Druid main. I was thinking about going Mistweaver instead. I would say Druid's pretty fun in Midnight. Dude, Yam, are you still here? Are you gonna play Druid? I swear Druid is gonna be really fun. And if I'm saying that, you know it's probably true. Let's be honest. I'm a longtime Druid hater. And if I'm saying they're probably gonna be fun, then they're probably gonna be fun. Is it fun on beta? I think so. If I had to pick healers in terms of fun, I would probably put Druid a bit higher on my list, personally. I actually really like playing them. They're kind of nice. Like, you have Incap. You have Incap and Maim still. Like, you still have the same CC because you have Incap and Maim. But having NS clone kind of changes things. Kind of changes it. It makes it feel... How would I say this? It makes it feel more fluid. Because it feels like those moments on Druid where you're trying to get clones out and you can't, they happen a lot less often because you have NS. So it just feels nicer to kind of have a guaranteed way to CC. Makes the rest of the game feel different. They look really fun, but I don't want to spend every global on hotting. I don't think you really do. I don't know. Druid didn't feel like that when I logged on it on beta. I played it quite a bit, and it doesn't feel like that really. Crymore, what up? Yo, Borog, think of the raid, man. Appreciate the raid, dude. Thank you. Slash shout out Borog. So AWC champ raid, we'll take it. Yo, appreciate that, man. Thank you. Arshan feels somewhat good with the PP talent that gives you a buff for DPSing. Well, it's because it's bugged. The talent is bugged. It doesn't go away. So that's why. That's why. So you're supposed to consume the talent, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't consume the buff. I meant before the bug. Yeah, I mean, I think shamans are fine. I still think the biggest issue with shaman is that there are 3 other healers that completely out HPS them by a mile, which are Holy Priest, Monk, and Pally. But I don't know if that'll change now. Also, it's Shuffle, which, come on, guys. How many times do I gotta say it? When you're playing a shaman in solo Shuffle, dude, and every game is going to dampening, like, you're just gonna lose. When you're playing in Shuffle and you're taking every game to deep dampening and you can't make any plays at all and you're not like strategizing, you can't get CC, it's worthless. You're just worthless. What teams do you think we'll see at BlizzCon this year? I don't even know, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen at midnight. Probably the same teams you always see, I would assume. Like, I think Big Mech's team, if they stay together, they'll probably do well. Echo's team, of course, will do well. Like, it's usually, unless people swap up their actual teams, which could happen, like, usually this teams that are consistently at the top kind of stick around, you know? Wait, when I said they put the instant healing waves back on Ascend? Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem that Shaman... I think the biggest change, and I would argue the reason that they feel kind of mid compared to what they were before, and they still weren't even the best. Like, Pally and Monk were so far ahead of them. But when they changed Ascendance, they took away such a key part of that ability, which is the 30% buff that was added to it. So before they changed it, like, yeah, instant healing waves are cool. Like, that was really good, right? Like, that mechanic was really good. You could stack up instant healing waves up to 3. So even when Ascendance ended, you could have 3 healing waves, right? Really OP. But the main thing about that Ascendance is it was just a flat 30% healing for its duration. So losing that just sucked. Because that's your cooldown, right? Like, if you get an Ascendance proc, 30% healing. If you press Ascendance, 30% healing for 15 seconds. Like, that's a massive cooldown, right? So losing that was, I think, rough for them. How's the Jedi death build coming along? Honestly, the death build's good. Jedi's fried though, because he didn't even play a couple of the talents that he should have. But the death build is, I feel like, it's gonna pump, dude. Hope they figure out how to push changes to beta. Same. Because I already do a solid amount of damage, and that's before the 30% buff. So I feel like I'm gonna blast. Oh no, Ven died. No. Should I res him? Should I kill this bitch, dude? Oh my god. I'm gonna teabag Ven. Nice. Which one's preeminence? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Which one is that? Half the actual talent names I don't even know. I don't care enough to learn them. The changes are not active on beta now. At least the healer ones. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna do so much damage when the changes actually happen, because I get what? Oh, you're talking about Shaman. I misread it. I was still thinking Priest. Yeah, it never extends your proc. It hasn't extended your proc the whole time, which I feel like that's just a bug. But yeah, it doesn't extend the proc. Doesn't extend the proc. The Jedi death build. Where's the lady in the back? I didn't put up Mariah because I don't know, I was lazy. You take Holy Bulwark of Disciplinary Penitence of Benediction? Yeah, that was annoying. Never type that again. Never type that again, dude. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to do a lot of damage. Because I already noticed that on Priest with this build, I do around like a third of a DPS. Sometimes half. It depends on if I can free cast. Sometimes half, sometimes a little more if I can actually sit there and just kind of blast. And I'm not being CC'd. So if I can actually get in my window of... In my Mindbender window, if I could actually get like 3 penances, 2 deaths, and a Mind Blast, like, I do a lot of fucking damage. So all of that will be buffed by, you know, what was it on the notes? 32% or something? Yeah, so 32% damage. So I feel like I'm gonna do a lot. But we don't know because the changes are not in. Dude, this guy. The changes are not in, man. I want to see how Evoker is too, because Evoker is getting so... Dude, Evoker might be insane, honestly. They're getting so many changes. Like, this is Evoker, dude. Evoker's getting 3% healing, 58% buff to their damage, 6% healing, and then they're getting mana cost reduction on Fire Breath and Reversion, which may not seem like much, but their only issue right now, I would say, their biggest issue, in my opinion, is that they just kind of really quickly. So it feels like their healing is alright, their damage is kind of low, and then their mana is bad. So, I mean, they're literally getting the triple whammy, dude. If you ever get the triple whammy of buffs, you're normally pretty good. Damage, healing, and mana. So, I really wanted to play Evoker today and Dispriest, but unfortunately, because of the, you know, the beta not having the changes live, nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. Been doing. Ben's getting more oatmeal, dude. Dude, Frosty Gays are ass. Holy fuck. This class has got to be terrible, dude. Faded his death strike. Get fucked. Damn, I did it too early. I didn't get a mind blast. Or I didn't get a fucking Shadow Fiend. What is Frosty K getting? Isn't it getting like 8% or something? What are they doing to Frosty K? Frosty K got an 8% damage buff. Yeah, that class is terrible. That class is fucking terrible. Actually, I'm all healing wave now. Majority of Shaman healing right now, I think, is your totems. Like, it's still Riptide. It's still Riptide and Healing Wave and Earth Shield and all that stuff. But I would say, I don't know. I haven't stared at details too much, but from what I remember, too much recently. From what I remember, like 35% of my healing every game is Storm Stream and Healing Stream. So, I mean, you could play Totemic. I think Farseer is still better, but I think Totemic's fine. The change to commune is really big for them. Yeah, it's because there's just different versions, right? So it kind of sucks though when that happens, because yeah, it sucks from my perspective. Well, it's from everyone's perspective, but for me, it definitely sucks because it's like I logged on and I was so excited, and then yeah, they're just not live, dude. And they're just not live, dude. I didn't know about the max 5 totem thing. What max 5 totem thing? Are you sure? Are you sure you can delete totems? When did they add that? I'm always spamming totems. I didn't think there was a cap, but I guess you've never been in a position where you have legit 9 totems out until this expansion. Maybe there is a cap. Somber, what up? It's giving you the wings effect? I don't know. Maybe my focus will, is that what it is? Or it's just could just be a bug, dude. I do more damage than the DK, dude. Oh, it's my evangelism. Yeah, this my radiance. I don't play radiance, so that's probably why. Yeah, there it is. That's what it was. I have Mindbender. I don't have radiance. Yeah, see, I feel like I do a lot, even dueling this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna blast. I'm gonna blast when they make this shit live, man. Let's go again. Let's go another one. Ooh, let's put our elite set on. I don't want this. Dude, the priest elite set is so sick. The changes are live on pre-patch, but not beta. Unlucky. How cool you look, dude. This set is so sick. So sick. It's just Volpera? That's true. Volpera does make it better. Not undead? Why would I be an undead? What the hell? What the hell? Where's my Q at, man? Need this ASAP. ASAP. Ugh. Whoa. More water. Get what up? The changes aren't in, dude. The changes are not in on beta. It's quite unfortunate. Otherwise, I'd be blasting. I would be blasting if there was. if the changes were live, but they're not. Just sad. We got a shaman. What the hell? Munin. Yeah, they're just not live on the beta, which is quite unfortunate. I would be doing so much damage. Is disc benefiting the most? It's hard to tell. You have to see the whole picture. You have to see the whole picture. And it's hard to tell because you have a class like Evoker that got a massive damage buff, and that's always going to be really big for them. So their point of the pen style, it's just more damage. It's just it's not like the Pally spell, I'm pretty sure. It's just more damn. All right, not bad. I said healer AFK. Damn, shamans are so shit. This guy thought he was AFK. Classic. Did you play Expiation, dude? Oh my god. I'm in combat. Blinds me, I'm blinded. My god, you blocked, dude. What's Pete? Doing so much damn, doing so much damn. Twice. Wait. Wait, maybe your penance does... Maybe it does do less damage. I feel like this talent fucking sucks. Why would you want this talent? Okay, that Blizzard... We need to work on our tooltips. We need to work on our tooltips. Should I one-shot this guy myself, dude? I'm gonna do it. I'm triggering this shit. We're literally meleeing him, dude. Fuck! Dance, what up? Ulti peek. Blasting, doing so much damage. I hate when I get CC'd on my fucking Mindbender, man. Not looking forward to Midnight. Why? DH just got buffed. I think Midnight's gonna be sick. Oh, we're killing this guy. Is he dead? Oh my god, he dies through. You're dead. Yes. Yeah, mages are pretty good. You still get CDR with the talent. You still get you still get a CDR. You get 45 seconds off. I feel like my penance is doing more without this talent. So is the searing talent just ass, man? No, I think it actually is just supposed to do... I thought it was an additional, but I think it's just straight up... I thought it was just an additional 20, but... It's so annoying. Dude, that's so annoying. Fuck. I think it is just taking away 20%, which I feel like that's got to be terrible, right? Why would you ever want this talent? Yeah, I thought it was an additional the whole time. I guess it's not. I swear, because my penance are doing more. No, the sheep, fuck. That's my damn. Oh, I'm so sad. That sheep actually tilted me. Fuck me. I feel like that's such a crazy nerf too, because you lose a lot of damage on your ulti pen too. You lose a lot of burst. Okay, so I don't even want that fucking shit. That shit is garbage. Changes aren't in yet now. Nope. Let's focus up. Bro, how is this a tremor totem? It's fucking orange. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm over it. Kill the mage. He's dead. What? Dude, that has never happened to me before. What the fuck? I feel like I hit my pain like pretty early after I pressed it. They're all dead. Purging them. Purging them. It is right. For the mage. All right. All right. What PvP time are you taking? Fade, Inner Shadow, and the Radiance one for CDR. Yeah, the dot makes it do less damage. This shit is ass. Why would you ever play the dot? Ever. Why would you ever play the dot? Unless it stacks? I mean, the dot stacks. But you're still losing. I feel like you lose so much burst and you can dispel it. Oh, it actually resets too. No? Oh yeah, it does. So the dot actually refreshes too. Okay, well that's pretty bad. Let's see, let's do a... Horribly, thank you for the resub, dude.
My guy.
You have an up-to-date tier list for Midnight. I do not, because I made one and then they announced changes a few days later. So we'll do a penance into a Mind Blast penance. But then if we penance again, we wipe the dot that we had. We have a lower dot. I feel like this is just trash. I don't want this. So I did make an up-to-date one, and then they did changes. HP is not very good. I do 0 healing. Is it bad? I don't know. Are the pally changes even in on beta? I have no idea. I thought they weren't. Yeah, you still get evangelism CDR. So the pally changes are in, but not the other changes? What the hell? Why are they doing this, man? No radiance? No. Not with this build. I'm just doing a lot of damn. What's better for Midnight? I have no idea, dude. I feel like all 3 of those are like alright. Play a Windwalker, dude. Windwalkers are crazy. You did a tier list? I did one a few days ago, but then they announced changes. Or like last week or something when I did one. What are you gonna main in midnight? I have no idea. I don't think I don't really have a main. I kind of just play. My main will be whatever is the most fun and or whatever I can play in twos and enjoy myself. So honestly, probably disc. If disc does a ton of damage, probably disc. Or maybe pally. Pally does a lot of damn. So, I don't know. The open Oracle disc going to be the meta? Yeah, it's hard to say because the... I did see Gore was streaming, yeah. I said what's up to him a couple days ago. I don't know if Void Weaver is going to be good again because Void Weaver is kind of mid right now, but it just got a massive buff, right? Like they buffed Atonement, they buffed your damage, and they buffed Void Blast specifically. So Void Weaver's probably good. Void Weaver's probably good again, I would assume. But I don't know because the changes aren't, you know, in. No, every healer is OP as fuck, yeah. Every healer individually is extremely broken. So that's why I think it's kind of, it makes it kind of weird. It's kind of weird for them to buff healers when I feel like they're already so OP. Shaman also, yeah. I mean, like I said, if you want to get a good idea, if you want to get a good understanding of how OP healers are, just duel them. Just duel them. You can't die on any healer. It's impossible. Nothing can kill you. Except for like maybe a sub-rogue, because they're, you know, they're sub-rogues. But you just can't die. You can't die, you don't spend mana. Yeah. But obviously within that, like with it, when you look at all of the healers together, obviously you're going to have some that are better than others, but every healer individually is like pretty OP. I played Void Weaver early on in the beta, but I don't want to play it until the changes are in because, I mean, it was just mid. Like, it just was kind of mid. I don't know. It was kind of mid. So from what I see, there's a critical time of the dampening where if you have CC on the healer, you win, but before, nobody dies. It's hard to tell because you're playing solo shuffle. You have a lot of different players with different levels of experience. People testing random builds. And then you also have games where sometimes you get two of the OP healers and nobody dies. Like sometimes you get a lobby where, like if you get a lobby with like a shaman, look at that lobby we played. Even that lobby we just played was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird, but it was a pretty fast lobby. We have a disc priest and a shaman, you know? You get lobbies with those healers, the games are normally a lot faster. Evoker, games are faster. But when you get a lobby with like a holy priest, sometimes Druid, depending on who it on what classes you get a pally, you get a monk. This is before the changes. I don't know how it's going to be with all the changes that got put in or are going to be put in. But when you get solo shuffles with those healers, nobody dies, right? So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell the actual pacing of the game as far as like the duration goes when all you're doing is queuing shuffle on beta and then some classes are just OP. I think Druid's really good, yeah. I think Druid's really good. They have good healing. They have a ton of CC. They just got a damage buff just like every other healer. Maybe you can crank on Druid now. I have no idea. Well, it's just Lightsmith Pally, yeah, but I think their healing is going to be a lot worse. Their healing is going to be worse with the changes, so. How's Holy Priest damage? Don't know. Their damage before the changes, their damage before is pretty solid, and they got buffs, so. I mean, Holy Fire is going to crank again, I think. Compare how beta feels. Compare how beta feels to how retail was before season ended. What do you think was the most fun? Oh, if you're asking me like beta compared to War Within, I mean, I fucking I think Midnight's going to be really fun. I think the beta has been enjoyable. I think this last set of changes is going to be fun to mess around with. I can always enjoy the game, especially if I'm more willing to try, you know, depending on different circumstances. I can always find a way to have fun, just even if the expansion is not the greatest. And to be honest with you, I feel like the last 3 expansions have been so exhausting to play. Because of all the combat add-ons, you know, when all the weak auras, because of shuffle the last 2 expansions, because of the pacing of the game, the design of classes, and all the chaos. Like, I like the gameplay and the pacing of Midnight so much more than what we've been playing the last 3 expansions. Now, that's not to say that it's perfect. I think there's still plenty of things that can be done. There's definitely still some classes that kind of one-tap you. But overall, the game is a lot more enjoyable for me. I think it's worth playing the beta already. The changes are not live on the beta yet. Like, some changes are, but most aren't. I mean, Druid and Damp is fine. Just, it's like every other healer, with the exception of like Monk. Like, you do less healing for sure. A bit more emphasis on keeping up Bloom when that happens, and trying to be careful when you CC, but the usual. Rusted Druid Convokes does a lot, but I don't know if you play it too often. I'm really excited to try the whole no add-ons thing. I think it's fun, man. It's like I said, my experience with Midnight has been, my experience with playing the beta has been great so far. And I can't express it enough, dude. If I can have this much fun playing the beta, which, you know, that's a testament in itself, but also if I can enjoy the game sitting here playing only Shuffle, chances are I'm going to have a lot of fun when the actual game comes out, you know? When I can play other brackets, when I can play 3s with people, when I can play 2s with people, play 2s with people in the stream, when I can play, you know, make more characters, when I can play healers with like max verse and haste and just play all damage, and I can play that in 2s, like, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. So I feel like I've only scratched the surface of, you know, how much enjoyment I will actually have, and, you know, get from playing this expansion. So, mark time for TBC. Time to get back to the roots and start playing all the healers in Midnight. Do it. Every healer is really fun, man. I genuinely believe that every healer in Midnight feels pretty fun to play. I don't think that there's a single healer that's bad or like unfun. They're all pretty enjoyable. They're a bit easier to understand for most people, so something close the loophole with tracking abilities, considering the printing of add-ons. Same. I think they already killed a couple add-ons that some people made with that. recently. Catch, what up, dude? Sorry, I was on a tangent. Enhanced still pumps with Ascendants, but I don't know how they are in general. I feel like they have the same design always, dude. Ascendants, and that's it, you know? Up tractor. You have a good Fistier spec? I don't remember it. I don't remember it. If you want to play Fistiver, you play like the crane. You play crane aspect. You play crane. You play short crane. And then crane style, which is the top left talent. You can play that. Play Jadefire, obviously. So, what do you spec? What do you mean? You mean what do you gear? Or what? I just told you, man. You play Jadefire. It's called Jadefire teaching or something. Instead of rushing wind kick. You always have passive. You have ancient teachings as a passive on monk. But Jadefire teachings, I believe is what it's called, is what gives you, it makes it do more healing. Gives you a bigger transfer. You gonna open that unopened item? I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's just these pets. There you go. Gonna play healing enhanced shaman? Do it, man. You could start the meta right there. Hybrid. Support enhance. People think they will be better at the game without add-ons, but the truth is that the gap between good players and average players will be even greater. Why do you think that? What brought you to that conclusion? Because I would argue the opposite. I would disagree with that. I also would reword what you're saying. I would reword that statement. I don't think it's a matter of players being better where you're going to suddenly have more skill because there's no add-ons, but you're lessening the gap because of that, in my opinion. If you're somebody who doesn't play with add-ons, or like you're very limited on them, and then you're playing into everyone else that has all the weak auras, and then you take everything away and you're on an even playing field, I think you're just lessening the gap, right? Yeah, Lucas, thank you for the resub. Appreciate the resub, man. Thank you. But I wouldn't say that you... I don't think anyone thinks that you're just going to be better, you know? Like, you're not going to go from, you know, you didn't really play with add-ons before, or maybe you had one or two, or maybe you had none, and then they remove them all and everyone's on an even playing field, and now you go from 2K to 2,700. Like, that's not going to happen, obviously, but... The best players already have awareness, and average players did. Just use cheat code to have awareness. I don't know. I mean, I don't really agree with that. I think there's... I think you're giving too much credit to... I think you're giving too much credit to higher rated players that have all of the weak auras in the game. I think you're giving a little too much credit to them. There's a lot of people, like, there's absolutely zero chance that people that have all of these add-ons are going to play without them and be even close to the same level of awareness. And then the people that actually rely on them to have awareness are for sure going to be worse. The best players were the ones who could take full advantage of the changes. Aren't even in on beta, man. It's unfortunate. The best players were the ones who could take full advantage of all the weak auras. You could have all the weak auras, but still not be aware of what's going on. Kind of yes, kind of no. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that, but it's not. I wouldn't say that's a you know, fully accurate statement. Just because the weak auras pretty much guide you on what to do, right? Now, there are certain weak auras that maybe it's a little different, where you place them on your screen and all that, right? How you set them up, sure. But at the end of the day, when there's not really any special way to take advantage of, you know, an alert going off in your ears telling you that combustion is soon, right? So when it comes to audio and visual cues, it's a little different, but I would say there's some truth to it. All the OG AWC players that would play without add-ons at tourneys are going to be extraordinarily dominant. See, I don't even know if that's true either. I think, I don't know. I think people overestimate the level of awareness that you're actually kind of capable of having. Especially when you've gone for so long without playing. Especially when you've gone for so long without playing with a base UI, you know? Like, you know, the last time I used a stopwatch for kicks was 8 years ago, you know? Like, the last time I had a stopwatch macro was fucking 8 years ago. It's a long time to not have those things. The biggest thing, like I said, the biggest thing that will be noticeable is people are going to be less robotic. People are going to actually, you know, make mistakes again, and the gap is going to be lessened amongst average players, I would say. Well, just everyone. I feel like I really think the gap between the top end is going to be lessened a little bit too. Because what's really funny about the whole, you know, the whole dilemma surrounding combat add-ons is the higher up you go in rating, you kind of enter into this this community, if you will, this cabal of players, and everyone is hiding their add-ons. And that's another factor too, where you have people that straight up hide weak auras that people make weak auras and then they hide them from everybody else, dude. So that's gonna be nice as well. Can't hide your fucking weak auras anymore. That'd be sick. Yeah. We'll see what happens. If the game released right now, would you be happy with the state of PvP? I mean, I would say the pacing so far has been much better, but, and I definitely feel inclined to say yes, but I also haven't seen how the game is with all the new changes that they added in, right? So I would say based off design of healers alone and how the pacing has felt, I would say yeah. I think it's going to be a really fun expansion. I think it's going to be a fun expansion. I think it's going to feel fresh. I think what is most UIs I still see have add-on spam. Yeah, some people still have a lot of add-ons. Well, some of those got cut as well. There were a couple of combat add-ons that were made that were slashed recently. Were there any nerfs today? There's nerfs to some stuff. These are the changes, but they're not live on beta. Like, a lot of them aren't. To be fair, I have almost the same UI before with all the new add-ons. It's just harder to find them. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue is just all the weak ores and stuff, right? All the combat add-ons, basically. All the combat add-ons, being able to track everyone's abilities, that's the biggest issue, which I think, once again, this is what happens when, you know, the narrative kind of spreads when it comes to kind of generalizing the topic of add-ons. You know, I think there are some issues with, you know, customizable add-ons and stuff as well for your UI. That's a whole different subject as far as, you know, viewer experience, all these things, marketing, whatever. But the combat add-ons are the issue. So not being able to track everyone's entire toolkit is a good thing. Is a good thing. So we'll see what happens. What was I gonna say? If C doesn't play, you should try and play with Mez. I don't think I'm playing. That's something I was going to say. Oh, to answer your question again, when it comes to this expansion, even if the game got released today, I think I would have a lot of fun. As I said earlier, can you queue? Nope. Chillin'. As I said earlier, I don't like queuing solo shuffle every single day. Every single day of my life, queuing multiple hours non-stop of solo shuffle is terrible. It's not fun. I won't lie and say that it's fun. I don't like it. I can play a little bit at a time and play different classes. That's fine. Especially if I have a goal in mind, right? Like if I'm going to get like 2-4 on a class or something. I guess 2-3 now. Like, yeah, that's fine. It's chill. It's a bracket I can just queue. If I don't want to, you know, play 3s or 2s and I kind of want to just sit here and kind of queue up, play a shuffle, get out of the queue, chat for 20 minutes, queue up again. That's fine. I don't mind it. But I really enjoy playing 2s, especially if I can play, you know, a healer. That's pretty fun. If I can have a build or a spec that does a lot of damage on healer, that's also fun and that's enjoyable for me. To play 2s and play with LFG, play with the stream. Playing 3s is obviously really fun. I love playing 3s still. So when I think about, you know, your question of, oh, if it got released now, would I have fun? If I have enjoyed every day that I've logged on beta, with the exception of one day, which maybe a couple of you remember, if every day that I've logged on beta for the last 2 months or so, 3 months now, however long it's been, I've enjoyed. It's been a lot of fun. And once again, I'm sitting here queuing solo shuffle, a bracket I already don't like, with no purpose, right? I already tested so many things. I've tested 5, 6, 7, 8 different builds on every fucking healer. I've tested different stats on every healer. So there's no purpose, there's no goal for me when I log on in queue beta. I'm just logging on and I'm on a hamster wheel, basically. I'm just queuing shuffle. And I'm still enjoying the game, right? So when the actual game comes out and I can make different characters, different alts, play all these classes, play 2s, play 3s, and, you know, push rating, get elite sets, and actually have goals in mind and in sight, like, yeah, I'm going to have a ton of fun. I'm going to have a ton of fun. Because I already enjoy the game now. And this is just, like, the beta is just nothing compared to the actual game. So, as far as what you can do, you know, like, you're so limited on you're so limited as to what you can do on the beta. So, yeah. I mean, I might PvE a little bit. I don't know. What's going on with Xiaomi on Farseer? Well, they buffed Nature's Guardian, yeah. Nature's Guardian got buffed to 40% instead of 20%, and then Farseer has a talent that makes it do more, right? So, Shamans are going to be really tanky with that, I guess. Choose for fun until DH Monk. Yeah, I mean, as far as the beta goes, like I said, I've only had one day, maybe two, but only one that I really remember that I just didn't have fun at all. And that was because I wouldn't even say I didn't have fun at all, but it was definitely a really frustrating day. And that was because I queued into only Monk for like 6 hours, and it was pretty fucking annoying. It's pretty fucking annoying to queue up on the beta and you queue into a Mistweaver, and then the next lobby you get a Mistweaver, and then the next lobby you get another Mistweaver, and then the next lobby you get a Paladin. And you're like, okay, this is still kind of annoying, but it's not a Monk. And then the next 5 lobbies you get another Mistweaver. So I had one day that was really annoying, but overall it's been good. Been a good time. Yeah, Nature's Guide is disgusting. I don't know why they buffed it so much. Yeah, that's just how the beta has been. Like I said, the beta, my experience of the beta has been, no matter what healer I log on, but basically I've logged on everything but Monk. When you queue into every healer, except for Pally, like when you queue into every healer except for Pally and Monk, you're like, oh, this is kind of competitive. And then you fight like a Holy Priest and maybe it's a little harder. Maybe you fight a Druid and like it's kind of hard because they have a lot of CC. But overall, it feels competitive, right? And then you fight a Pally and you're like, oh my god. Okay, this is really hard. Pallies are so good. This is a little harder. But you're like, you know what? Maybe I can still win. And then you fight a Monk and it's like, bro, this is fucking pointless to even play the game because you can't win at all. And that's the experience so far. So obviously this last round of hotfixes should shake things up a bit, which is going to be exciting. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. Hopefully tomorrow the changes are in on beta. All of the changes, but yeah, it's kind of been the experience. How do you feel about Flame Shock being on cooldown? I mean, I don't know. We talking about Wrestler Shaman? I mean, I don't know. I think that's just part of the game. I think it should have a cooldown. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ellie got changed as well. Ellie got a CDR on their Flame Shock, I'm pretty sure too, didn't they? In this last hotfix? Or did they change that? Yeah, shamans are actually getting more CDR. Ellie Shaman is on their Flame Shock. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice for them. Hopefully they're just waiting for E to get all the changes. Yeah, I hope we get all of them on the beta. I would be very happy. I don't think the changes will hit beta. We'll see. I messaged, I reached out to a few people, and I was told that that the changes would be added to the beta. So we just gotta wait and see. Just gotta wait and see. Can I see what they changed? Yeah, here it is. I'll link it again. Things are getting more balanced. Yeah, I mean this last round of hot fixes that were supposed to come in today are pretty insane. Like it's gonna shake up the whole meta. So, like the healer meta is gonna change for sure, or at least be more even. DPS are gonna change a little bit. So, it's a big patch. So it's just unfortunate that we did not get to experience it today. All right, we're out of here. I'm making dinner. If the changes are live tomorrow, we'll do a nice little 10-hour banger tomorrow if the changes are live. So we'll see. Don't blame me though. Blame Blizzard. Don't blame me. If they're live on beta tomorrow, we'll do a nice little 10 hours, dude. We'll sit here and just spam queue, log on every healer, craft all their gear, make up 20 different builds, figure out what's going on. That's the plan. But yeah, I'm actually really sad. I was so excited today. I woke up and I like jumped out of bed, went to the gym, blasted my legs, and I was so happy to get home and log on the beta. And then they screwed with us, man. They just fucked with us. They just fucked with us, dude. All right, we're out of here. I'm hosting Ben.